Today's video is 5 tips for all of you fine-haired girlies out there like me to help you get maximum volume in your hair. If you have super fine, soft hair, especially if it's also on the thinner side, you know that getting volume is the most difficult thing, and not just getting it, but keeping it. So you want to get as much volume as you can, so a lot of that volume is going to last, because we all know that however much volume we style into our hair, some of it's going to fall out. So the more volume we can start with, the better. Tip number 1 is going to be about your blow dryer. When you're blow drying your hair, a lot of people have the concentrator on. That's this. It directs and concentrates the flow of air into a more direct stream. The reason people like this is because it will help to smooth any frizz and add shine to the hair shaft, because it's blowing all the cuticles and everything down into the direction that you want them to go, so that everything lays nice and flat and shiny. Problem is, if you are looking for maximum volume in your hair, you're actually going to get more volume by taking this off and using your blow dryer without the concentrator on it. So just keep that in mind. You're going to get more volume rough drying your hair without the concentrator than with the concentrator. Side note, for anyone who's not new here and has watched my videos, you probably see that anytime I blow dry my hair, I do use the concentrator. And that's because I'm going for shine and volume, but I am typically always following up with a round brush or a round brush blow dryer to give more volume. So in that case, the concentrator works really well at aiding in the brushing of the hair. But if you are just going to flip your head upside down and blow dry for maximum volume, it's going to give you more volume if you take that concentrator off. And honestly, I should do that more. It's just something I always forget about because it's such a habit to use it with it on. But you will honestly get probably almost twice as much volume by taking that concentrator off, because it's going to blow those hair strands in all directions, creating more space between the strands of your hair, therefore creating more volume. Number 2 is about getting volume on day 2. Day 2 is a really frustrating time for fine-haired people, because all that volume you got in your hair from the day before is probably not doing its job anymore. But what you're going to do is pop a little bit of dry shampoo in your hair before you go to bed. If you forget, put a little bit in the morning. That's fine too, but I prefer to do it before I go to bed. And when you get up, you're going to grab yourself a couple Velcro rollers. You're going to just take your hair through the crown and the top of your head, and you are going to pop it into some Velcro rollers just like this, over directing them. So if I'm going to roll back, I'm going to pull it forward and then I'm going to roll it down. This is going to help to give maximum lift. I'm going to do that all across the top of my head. I like, when I'm just going for volume, I'm going to use my biggest roller that I have, and these rollers are just like goodie rollers. You can get them on Amazon or from Walmart or Target. Any roller. I like to use a slightly smaller one in my bang area so I get more flip, but that is your call. You'll roll those up, and then you're just going to use your blow dryer on a lower setting to kind of heat up that hair. I also like to lift the sides of my hair and heat that up as well. Once it's all warm, everything feels warm, you're going to wait for it to cool, and then you're just going to pop everything out. It's not going to be the same as your freshly styled hair on day 1, but if you are trying to get that volume to last, the heat and the setting of it in the rollers is going to reactivate some of that product you have in your hair, and you're going to get a little bit more lift and volume for your day 2 hair. Tip number 3 is the conditioner you use. You want to make sure you are massaging conditioner into your scalp. I know, most fine-haired people, we try to avoid conditioner anywhere except the mids and the ends because we don't want it to flatten our hair. Totally understand. The problem with that is most conditioners have really important scalp nourishing ingredients that help to maximize hair growth, hair health, and scalp health. And you are really missing out if you are not massaging those products into your scalp. If you find most conditioners are just too heavy, for your roots, get yourself a volumizing conditioner. They're going to be much more they are going to be much more lightweight, and they are going to have less smoothing ingredients and ingredients that are meant to coat the hair to make it shiny. Therefore, it's going to be a lot more lightweight and help you to maintain lift and volume in your roots. You might find that a volumizing conditioner is not quite as smoothing and shiny as you like for the rest of your hair, but that's fine. You can use two conditioners. Use one into your scalp and use the other for the mids and the ends of your hair. Nobody says you have to use only one product on your hair at a time. Tip number 4, don't avoid hair product. Your hair needs product just as much as any other type. Product is what supports any styling you do to your hair. You are never going to get the same amount of volume from your hair just blow drying it by itself as you are if you put a bunch of volumizing products in it. Using the right products for your hair is super important. I have lots of videos on my channel in my products playlist that go over tons of products that are amazing for fine and thin hair. But just because your hair is thin and fine does not mean that you should avoid products. Products are not automatically going to weigh your hair down. They're not going to make your hair look greasy. They're not going to make your hair look flat. In fact, quite the opposite. The right products in your hair are going to do the opposite, and they're going to help to fluff up your hair. They're going to help to create space between all your strands of hair so they don't sit so close together, making your hair look so flat. And they're going to give your hair a lot more fluffiness, a lot more volume, and some of them even actually temporarily thicken the hair strand, which helps to also give your hair a lot more body. Tip number 5, and this is the biggest tip that I find when really fine-haired people start to do this, they see amazing, amazing results, is blow dry your hair. Your hair will be so much flatter if you air dry. You are never going to get much volume out of your fine flat hair by air drying it, no matter what products you put in it. You need to blow dry your hair. Not only is blow drying your hair better for volume, you'll also be able to go longer between shampoos, and blow drying your hair is not going to damage it. In fact, your hair is actually weaker when it's wet, so leaving your hair wet for too long to air dry can actually damage your hair. It is much safer to use a medium to low dry setting. Dry your hair. If you have fine hair, it is going to take 2 to 5 minutes to dry. I know mine takes about 3.5 to 4.5 minutes to dry from soaking wet. So I know yours isn't going to take too long either. And honestly, that is much healthier for your hair than your hair staying wet and rubbing on things and getting exposed to the elements and just being prone to more damage. And not only that, but it's going to be flat. So if your aim is to get more volume in your hair, you absolutely need to blow dry your hair. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I hope those 5 tips give you some ways that you can start to experiment with getting more volume in your flat hair. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions specifically about these tips or about anything else about your fine hair, because I love to answer those for you. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos, because I am full of tips and hairstyles just for you fine-haired ladies and gentlemen, if that is your thing. And I love to see you guys come back for all of my videos every single week. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. Hit that like and subscribe to help my channel grow, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.